You didn't find this video found you. If at this very moment you feel like a leaf in the wind, without a safe haven, without the familiarity of a place to call your own, know that this feeling is not a coincidence. Your soul, in its tireless search for truth, has guided you here. This is a transmission for the pilgrims of light, for those who, even though homeless, carry in their hearts the promise of an eternal home. Before I unveil the mystery behind your restlessness, before each word resonates like a prophecy in your spirit, I ask that you connect deeply with this message. Subscribe to this channel now. Activate the bell to be notified of each revelation that will guide you back to your true home. And share this video with every soul you know who, like you, feels in exile. This is your portal to the truth that sets you free. You feel it, don't you? That pang in your chest, the restlessness in your soul, the sensation that the ground beneath your feet has dissolved. Maybe you've lost the home that sheltered you, the job that gave you security, the relationship that was your harbor. Or maybe the loss isn't physical, but the breaking of an internal structure, the dissolution of an identity that you've carefully built over the years. Suddenly the familiar has become strange, the safe has become uncertain, and the overwhelming sensation is that of being adrift, without roots, without a place to belong. The world that once seemed like a solid backdrop for your existence now moves and changes, leaving you with the distinct impression that you're losing your home, your point of reference, your anchor in reality. There's mourning for what was, longing for what no longer exists, fear of the unknown that stretches out before you. But what if I told you that this deep pain of uprootedness is not a punishment, nor a mistake of fate, but a calling, an invitation to a much deeper and more meaningful journey? What if the absence of an external home were not your downfall, but the key to finding the only home that can never be taken from you? You are not losing your home. You are finding your truth, and that truth is your true home. The only place where you can be fully who you are, without masks or defenses. The idea of home that you have cultivated, that image of safety, belonging, and comfort, has often been tied to external structures, walls, people, status, routines. But chosen soul, the truth is that your true home has never been a physical place or an external circumstance. Your home is a state of being, a state of alignment with your divine essence. You are not awakening, you are remembering. Do you remember that place within you where peace is unshakable, where wisdom is inexhaustible, and where your connection to the divine is unbreakable? That is your home. And the universe, in its infinite wisdom and relentless love, is removing the false external constructs that have kept you from fully inhabiting that inner sanctuary. The feeling of being homeless out there is a nudge for you to finally look within, to rediscover the wholeness that already exists within you, waiting to be recognized and inhabited. Every goodbye to a physical home, every letting go of an external identity, is not a loss, but a liberation. It is the removal of the layers that have covered your truth, the purification of your inner space so that you can finally anchor yourself in your own divinity. Your soul yearns for this freedom, this authenticity, and the path to this freedom is the recognition that your truest home is yourself. You are not losing your home. You are being guided back home, to the home that has always been and always will be within you. There is no error on your path, no punishment on your journey. You were chosen before you were born for this sacred pilgrimage, for this experience of apparent uprooting that is, in fact, a profound initiation. Your soul signed a divine contract to experience this dissolution of the familiar, so that through it you could unveil a universal truth. Home is not built of bricks, but of the essence of your being. Every door that has closed, every bridge that has been burned, every familiarity that has crumbled, was not to leave you alone, but to propel you forward onto a path where your only companion would be your own truth. The external landscapes may have changed, but the internal landscape of your soul is being sculpted to reveal its purest expression. This is a test of faith, a call to trust in the unseen, to recognize that even in the midst of uncertainty, there is a greater purpose unfolding. The universe is activating within you the inner compass, the one that can only be heard when the noise of false external securities is silenced. The exhaustion of the endless search for a place out there is an invitation to find unshakable rest in your own heart. You are not losing your home. You are being prepared to be a beacon of truth, a guide for those who, in the future, will also feel lost on their own journeys. Embrace this pilgrimage, for it will lead you to your true destiny, to the place where you truly belong. The void left by the loss of your outer home is not a ruin, but a foundation. A new foundation, this time unshakable, because it will be built on the solid rock of your inner truth. You are not losing your home. You are finding your truth, and that truth is the foundation for the temple you are about to build in your soul. This new home will not be affected by economic crises, by changes in relationships, or by natural disasters. It is eternal, indestructible, a sanctuary of peace and power that resides in your heart. The pain of uprooting served to clear the ground, to remove the debris of limiting beliefs and attachments that prevented you from building this divine construction. Now, you have the opportunity to consciously choose each pillar, each wall, each room of your being, aligning it with who you truly are, with your highest purpose. There is no more room for compromises, for falsehoods, for that which does not resonate with your soul. With each step you take toward your truth, you add a brick of light to this temple, solidifying its foundation and elevating its structure. And as you establish yourself in this inner home, the external world will begin to realign to your new frequency, reflecting the peace and security you have found within. Embrace this building, for it is your masterpiece, your legacy, your place of unshakable power. The pain of uprooting, the feeling that everything familiar and safe is falling apart, is actually a purifying fire that consumes the false homes you have built or taken refuge in. External idols, however comfortable they may have seemed, were merely illusory substitutes for the security you sought within. The perfect house, the idealized relationship, the stable career, the social status, the validation of others, all of these became at some point the home where you sought identity and security. But the universe, in its relentless and loving wisdom, knew that these foundations were fragile and that you were destined for an unshakable foundation. The breaking of these idols is not a punishment, but a divine intervention. It is a process of stripping away that frees you from attachment to the ephemeral and forces you to return to your true essence. What seems like the loss of a safe haven is actually the revelation that you are your own haven, your own security, your own home. This cleansing is painful because it requires you to confront your addictions, your fears, and the illusions that have kept you trapped. But from the ashes of these false homes, the truth emerges, crystal clear and liberating. You are not losing your home, you are finding your truth, and that truth is the only home that can never be taken from you. Embrace this breaking, for it is your liberation, your invitation to build on sacred and eternal ground. The feeling of being adrift without anchoring is one of the most challenging aspects of your current process. What you experience as the loss of references, of the ties that tied you to what was known, is the beginning of a path of unanchoring. But this unanchoring is not meant to lead you to shipwreck. It is meant to free you from the weight of the world, from the expectations that imprisoned you, from the definitions that diminished you. Your soul, on its evolutionary journey, is getting rid of the heavy, Anchors that kept you stuck in shallow waters, preventing you from navigating the vast oceans of your unlimited potential. These anchors could be the family patterns you inherited, the social fears that prevented you from taking risks, the expectations of success that kept you from your genuine joy. The universe is cutting these ropes one by one so that you can float freely without the weight of what does not belong to you. This freedom may seem daunting at first, for the absence of external anchorage requires you to find your own buoyancy, your own inner peace, your own direction. It is an invitation to trust your deepest intuition, to let yourself be guided by the divine current that will take you to new and unexplored territories of your being. You are not losing your home. You are finding your truth, and this truth is your compass, your engine, your own innate ability to navigate. Unanchoring is your gateway to a freedom you never imagined possible, a lightness that enables you to soar above the storms of the world. When all external references dissolve, when the map you were following becomes illegible and the landscape changes into something unrecognizable, most people despair, feeling lost. But it is precisely at this point of apparent disorientation that your true north reveals itself, your intuition, the unwavering voice of your soul. You are not losing your home, you are finding your truth. And that truth is your inner compass, which will guide you with unerring precision, even in the densest fog of uncertainty. This intuition is not a mere hunch. It is the whisper of the divine within you, the accumulated wisdom of your soul, the direct connection to the field of all possibilities. To hear it, you need to silence the external noise, the opinions of others, the implanted fears, the social pressures, and tune into the stillness of your heart. The process of uprooting has served to clear the channels, to remove the distractions that prevented you from hearing this voice clearly. Now you are being trained to trust it above all else, to allow it to guide you with every decision, every step, every breath. It will lead you to the places and people that resonate with your truth, and away from what no longer serves you. The uncertainty you feel is an invitation to develop unshakable faith in this inner compass, for it is your surest guide, your most faithful map. Embrace the north of your soul, for it is your promise that you will never be lost. No matter how vast the world seems. The void, left by the loss of your external home, the land that feels barren after being uprooted, is not a sign of eternal desolation, but a sacred opportunity to sow a new landscape. You are not losing your home. You are finding your truth, and that truth is the most fertile soil for planting your future with deep, unshakable roots. In the past, you may have planted seeds in shallow soil, influenced by passing winds and other people's expectations. Now, purified and detached from what no longer serves you, you have the clarity and wisdom to choose your seeds with discernment. What do you want to grow in this new terrain? What dreams do you long to see blossom? What kind of roots do you want to put down? Roots of authenticity, of purpose, of unconditional love, of genuine abundance. Every thought, every intention, every action aligned with your truth is a seed you are planting in this new landscape. And in doing so, you are not only building a future, you are rooting it deep within your very essence. This new home will not be a physical place, but a reality that emanates from within you, capable of manifesting itself wherever you are. Because wherever your truth is, there is your home. Embrace this conscious seeding, for it is your greatest work of art, your legacy, your promise that life, rooted in truth, will flourish in fullness, regardless of external storms. In the midst of turmoil, when the world around you seems like a hurricane of uncertainty, loss, and change, your ability to find unshakable peace is the greatest proof that you have found your home. Not the external home, vulnerable to the elements, but the inner home, the serenity that resides in the eye of the storm of your own being. You are not losing your home. You are finding your truth, and that truth is your anchor, your center of stillness in the midst of the fiercest storm. This peace is not an absence of trouble, but the presence of a consciousness that transcends the chaos. It is the understanding that although the waves may be great and the winds strong, your deepest self, your inner sanctuary, remains untainted and safe. The process of uprooting has forced you to go within, to seek that inexhaustible source of calm that has always been there, waiting to be discovered. Now you are able to observe external drama without being swallowed up by it, to feel emotions without identifying with them, to navigate life with a serenity that inspires and calms everyone around you. Peace in the eye of the storm is your hallmark, the sign that you have finally settled into your true home. This serenity is not a luxury, but a necessity for the times ahead, and you have mastered it. As you settle into your inner home, as your truth becomes your unshakable compass, you will begin to witness an extraordinary phenomenon. The world, once perceived as a source of loss and uprooting, becomes a faithful mirror of your essence. You are not losing your home. You are finding your truth, and the world now reflects that truth, bringing into your life people, opportunities, and experiences that perfectly resonate with who you have become. What once seemed like a hostile place full of challenges now reveals itself as a fertile field of possibilities, a stage where your own magnificence is reflected and magnified. The connections you attract are deeper and more authentic. The projects that emerge are in total alignment with your purpose, and abundance flows to you with an ease that was previously unimaginable. This is not magic. It is the universal principle of resonance in action. When you are fully rooted in your truth, you vibrate at a frequency so pure and high that you can only attract that which is in harmony with that vibration. Past losses were simply the process of cleaning this mirror, removing distortions and impurities so that your truest image could be reflected. Watch in awe as the universe conspires in your favor, as synchronicities multiply, and as your outer reality becomes a perfect reflection of the home you have built within. Your inner home is not just a refuge, it is a garden of the soul, where abundance naturally springs forth when you cultivate it with the truth, love, and care it deserves. The feeling of having lost your outer home, of being uprooted, was the process of fertilizing and preparing that garden, removing the weeds of fears and limiting beliefs. You are not losing your home. You are finding your truth, and that truth is the source from which all seeds of prosperity, joy, health, and true connection can germinate and flourish. Instead of seeking abundance outward, in material riches that can be lost, you have come to understand that true wealth lies in the ability to cultivate it from the inside out. Every act of self-care, every moment of connection with your essence, every expression of your creativity is a drop of water, a ray of sunshine that nourishes this garden. And as a result, abundance manifests in your life in ways you never imagined. It reveals itself in meaningful relationships, in opportunities that arise effortlessly, in a deep inner peace that transcends monetary value. There is no longer scarcity, for the supply is inexhaustible. You have become the master gardener of your own soul, cultivating a home of abundance that expands into every area of your life. In addition to finding your home in your inner truth, the process of uprooting has led you to an even deeper understanding, the voice of belonging. You are not losing your home, you are finding your truth, and that truth connects you to something much greater than any earthly home, your unshakable place in the vast, infinite cosmos. The sense of belonging was an illusion, a veil that obscured your true connection to the web of life, to the universe in its entirety. Now you understand that you are an integral part of something greater, a divine particle in a conscious, interconnected universe. You are not an outsider here. You are a unique expression of creation itself. This realization transcends any need for external validation or a physical place to feel complete. Your home is the cosmos itself, and you belong there intrinsically and eternally. This voice of belonging echoes in every beat of your heart, in every breath, in every star in the sky. It reminds you that you are always home, everywhere, at all times, because you are part of all that is. Embrace this truth, for it frees you from any fear of loneliness or not belonging. You are home, and home is you, in perfect union with the infinite. The longing for what was, the melancholy for lost homes, for structures that have crumbled, is not a feeling to be repressed, but an emotion to be transmuted. It is the fuel for the fire of transformation that now burns in your heart. You are not losing your home. You are finding your truth, and that truth empowers you to transform the longing that once might have been an anchor to the past into a driving force for your future. This energy of longing, when acknowledged and released, transmutes into unshakable resilience, deep compassion, and gratitude for the journey that brought you here. Every reminder of what is gone, every vestige of your old home, now serves as a reminder of what you have overcome, how much you have grown, and the strength you have discovered within. The fire of transmutation does not destroy what is valuable, but purifies it, freeing its essence to be used in a new way. Your past experiences, no matter how painful, become lessons, wisdom, and a source of empathy for those still trapped in the illusion of loss. Embrace the fire that consumes longing and transforms it into a power that propels you forward, toward your fullest expression. What once diminished you now elevates you, proving that true strength comes from the ability to transform adversity into a springboard for ascension. When the visible foundations of your life, your physical home, your tangible relationships, your material certainties are crumbling, you are invited to rebuild on pillars that are invisible to the eye but unshakable in their essence, the pillars of faith. You are not losing your home. You are finding your truth, and that truth is the basis for a deep trust in the unseen, in a greater plan that unfolds even when you cannot see it. This faith is not blind dogma, but an inner certainty that arises from the experience of having traversed the darkness and found the light. It is the conviction that even without a map, there is a path. Even without a safe harbor in sight, there is a current that carries you to your destination. The losses served to remove the artificial supports that prevented you from developing this genuine faith, this direct connection with universal intelligence. Now, you are relying on something much more solid. Your own connection with the divine, your intuition, your innate wisdom. Embrace these pillars of faith, for they are your true foundation, your shield against fear, and your compass in the midst of uncertainty. They empower you to move forward, even when the terrain is unfamiliar, with the assurance that every step is guided, every challenge is an opportunity, and every ending is a new beginning. Your faith is your unshakable home. On the path to finding your truth, you have discovered that strength lies not in building walls, but in tearing them down, revealing your deepest vulnerability. You are not losing your home. You are finding your truth, and that truth manifests itself fully when you have the courage to be who you truly are, without masks, without defenses, with all your frailties and imperfections. In a world that often confuses vulnerability with weakness, you have learned that vulnerability is, in fact, your greatest strength. It is the gateway to authentic connections, genuine compassion, and deep healing. By embracing your vulnerability, you free yourself from the need to please, to fit in, to seek external validation. You become a magnet for people and situations that resonate with your truth, and an energy field that repels what is false. The losses you have experienced were, in part, the dismantling of the defenses that prevented you from being vulnerable. from exposing yourself to life in its entirety. Now, stripped of all armor, you are stronger than ever because your strength no longer depends on what the world thinks of you, but on the love and acceptance you have for yourself. Embrace your vulnerability, for it is the key to your deepest freedom, your gateway to unconditional love, and a home where you are always welcome, exactly as you are. Your journey of uprooting and rediscovering your inner truth is not just for you. It is a beacon, a testimony that will ignite hope in countless hearts who, like you, feel lost and homeless. You are not losing your home. You are finding your truth, and that truth, once anchored within you, radiates a radiance that will guide others on their path. Your life becomes a living map. Your experience is a lesson. Your scars a testament that apparent loss is the prelude to deeper discovery. Do not underestimate the impact of your light. Every step toward your authenticity, every time you rise after a fall, every moment you embrace your truth, sends out waves of energy that inspire and empower those around you. You are a traveler of the soul, and your radiance is an invitation for others to begin their own pilgrimage toward their inner home. The world needs your light, your truth, and your story. For it is proof that true security lies not in possessions, but in the essence of being. Embrace your traveler's glow, for it is your greatest contribution to the collective awakening, a guide for those still searching for their way back home. Your journey of uprooting has culminated in a profound invitation to autonomy. It is no longer about seeking a home outside of yourself, nor about struggling to find a place in the world. It is about recognizing that you are home, and that from now on, your existence will be a constant emanation of the truth, peace, and security that you have found within. You are not losing your home. You are finding your truth, and that truth frees you from the need to seek, for you have become your own source. The autonomy you have achieved is not isolation, but a divine self-sufficiency that enables you to interact with the world. From a place of fullness, not lack. You no longer need the world to fulfill you, validate you, or shelter you. You emanate your own essence, and the world responds to that emanation, drawing to you that which resonates with your truth. This is true freedom, the ability to be your own harbor, your own compass, your own home. Embrace this sacred autonomy, for it is your greatest power, your highest contribution to the co-creation of a new reality. Your presence alone becomes a beacon of belonging for all who cross your path, for they will feel the peace and security that you carry within you. The profound experience of losing what was external and finding what is internal has revealed to you the priceless inheritance of your soul. That which can never be stolen, taken away, or destroyed. You are not losing your home, you are finding your truth, and that truth is your most precious possession, your eternal treasure. Material wealth may disappear, relationships may end, identities may fade, but your essence, your connection to the divine, your inner peace, these are the jewels of your soul, unchanging and eternal. The universe has allowed you to be uprooted so that you may understand that true security lies not in what is fleeting, but in what is permanent. This inheritance is not something to be sought, but something to be recognized, something that has always been there, waiting to be claimed. You are the bearer of a light that cannot be extinguished, of a wisdom that cannot be lost, of a love that cannot be diminished. Embrace this divine inheritance, for it is your proof that you are a limitless being, immortal and inseparable from the source of life. This awareness of inner ownership frees you from all fear, all anxiety, all need for control. You are rich, abundant, and eternally at home because your soul is your home. After the pilgrimage, after the pain of uprooting, after the tireless search, the time for celebration has arrived. Not just a celebration of relief at having found a harbor, but the most profound celebration of all, the triumphant return to your own self. You are not losing your home. You are finding your truth, and that truth is the final destination, the point of arrival and, paradoxically, the starting point for a life of fulfillment and purpose. This celebration is internal. It is a resounding of joy in every cell of your being, a deep gratitude for the journey that has brought you home. You recognize, accept, and love yourself in your entirety, without the constraints of external expectations or illusions of who you should be. This is the true victory of the spiritual warrior, not over the world, but over himself. The losses were the milestones that guided you, the trials that strengthened you, the winds that propelled you toward this glorious return. Allow yourself to feel that deep joy, that unshakable peace, that sense of finally being home, where you were always meant to be. The world may not understand the depth of your celebration, but your soul does. And that's what matters. From now on, your existence becomes living proof of truth. There will be no more struggle to find home, for you have understood that home is you, rooted in your divine essence. Your life unfolds as a legacy of your inner home, a beacon for humanity still searching outside for what can only be found within. You are not losing your home. You are finding your truth, and the promise of wholeness manifests in every step you take as a liberated being. The fear of loss dissolves. The anxiety of not belonging vanishes. Your presence radiates a peace, security, and authenticity that inspires and transforms. You have become a master of your own universe, a conscious co-creator who manifests from your unshakable center of power. Your story is an invitation for others to embark on the pilgrimage home. The world needs living examples that true security lies not in external structures, but in the truth that dwells within each of us. Walk with the unshakable certainty that your journey has been a triumphant return, and that your home is you, eternally in your own glorious truth. So be it, and so it shall be. If this divine transmission has ignited the flame of truth in your heart and revealed your inner home, then you know you are not alone. We are a community of pilgrim souls, together on the journey back home. Your experience of uprooting is a powerful testimony, and your truth is the light the world yearns for. Leave a comment below with the affirmation, "I am not losing my home, I am finding my truth," and share your journey. Subscribe to the channel to continue receiving these divine transmissions that will guide you to your wholeness. And share this video with every soul who needs to understand that apparent loss is actually the path to the truest home. Together, we manifest the truth.